All right. Hello, everyone. Guten Tag, bonjour, добрый день. This is me, Zeno77, streaming for you today in good quality, as I hope, with you being satisfied with by me. And yes, as we've recently discussed, now our streams will be changed from so they will be twice a week, and one of the streams will be on Tuesday, one will be on Thursday. Now, the Thursday streams may vary depending on what I decide, maybe if we see something interesting, etc. But the Tuesday streams, we will keep them simple. We will keep them with the YouTubers, with the bloggers, so to say, who we already know very well, who we know that actually you like to watch by me, who will always be interesting, so to say. Now, on on last Tuesday, we watched the Misha Petrov videos. This is another Tuesday, which means we are up for a fresh new Brad Cooper reaction. On today's list, we got, as you can see, a lot of videos, but I think I may vary on them. Usually we do two, and this last Tuesday, I think we did three. We did a long stream, and I'm not sure if I have time for a long stream. I actually came in late because I had to watch some football, then I had to talk with some people of mine, so to say. But in any case, the videos that we're definitely going to watch are, as I wrote in the description, the most viral ones. So we're going to be talking about this video that, I don't know, for some reason people seem to find very nice. And also we're going to talk about another problem. Oh my god, sorry for feeling so sleepy. I'm gonna try to fix it during the stream. I'm gonna try not to moan a lot, and I'm going to try to give you another great stream. So we got the people on live. We got a couple minutes running. So I suggest we dive immediately into the reactions.
Welcome back to the comment.
Okay, but first I need to do the intro, obviously. I actually watched an interesting reaction. How interesting. I watched the Fresh and Fit reaction on Brad Cooper, and I couldn't watch it till the end, but I read the comments, and it's it's good to see that people are actually, at least somewhere, able to rationally think. Now, with that being said, I don't want any Fresh and Fit comments in my comment section, please. Let's just focus on the content creators that we are talking specifically in the stream. So, girls, let's be more feminine this summer. Yet another video by Brad Coomer. Holy damn, she actually has 4.13 million already. Now, I am so happy she did this video. Summer's coming. It's a chill topic that I can react. It's hyped, which means you all have probably seen it. My comments will probably only add up to this, but not really rude. Let's just talk about a nice, happy, atmospheric video. Without any more additional comments, I will dive into the reaction.
Welcome back to the comment section. I'm Brett Cooper. So I think you guys probably know that I have been a tomboy for most of my life. But as
Oh,
I've gotten older, I have intentionally been trying to tap into my feminine side. And if
wait, who's a tomboy? Like, as you all know, these are my streams. So here we learn new words. All right. All right. With masculine traits. Okay. I'll actually write it down to my dictionary. I have an English dictionary. This is true. What thoughts actually cross our minds when we're 14, 15? I remember I wanted to get a tattoo when I was 14 and I drew my whole hand. Now I can't honestly imagine this happening. Oh wait, I'm sharing the wrong tab.
That's why I chose to hang out with guys for basically my entire childhood. Call me a pick me if you want. That was just my experience. Now, fast forward to now, a lot has changed. And over the years, I finally realized that my inherent femininity as a woman is a gift, and it is something that I should not be totally rejecting as I did in my teen years. And among my group of girlfriends, we have all been trying to find ways to lean into that because we all think it's really important, including the way we dress. And I have found this to be an interesting experiment for me personally because it is so opposite of what I used to do. And it made me wonder if this could be part of a larger conversation that is happening online. And turns
Have you noticed how fast she talks? I mean, jokes aside, she might be some long lost relative of Ben Shapiro. Like, she actually talks fast as well.
out it is. Before we dive into that though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to this channel if you have not already, and then ring.
Yeah, obviously, subscribe to Zeno77. We got our milestone of 125 subs. Now we want to get 150.
That notification bell so that you never miss an episode. All right, so we have touched on this a bit here and there, but in general, women are burned out. The boss babe, I don't need a man, I'm cold and tough and jaded mindset, it is just not cutting it for us anymore. It literally is not inherent for women, and I think that we are all waking up and realizing that this is a lie that we do not want to live in anymore. For instance, take this creator.
So I am starting my journey to be more feminine, and that for me means not wearing sweats and hoodies every day.
And then she paused this.
Being feminine isn't only appearance based, but I think doing these things will help too. I'm actually curious to read the haters' comments. You know why? Because I like to defend this side, but I'm going to shout out to Professor Dylan Johnson, very great professor. If he ever teaches you a philosophy or economic course, you can actually take it because the guy did a very good job. And the quote that he gave me was the next one. In order to defend one point, you need to know how you will defend the opposite. I can't even quote him decently, but the point is that I want to read the comments, the hating comments, so that I could understand what is wrong about this. Like, because I genuinely believe this is the right course of thinking and acting. I just want to know where this is probably not going the correct way.
And she said being feminine isn't only appearance based, but I think that doing these things will help too, which I completely agree about. We're going to touch on that later. But I do think focusing on your appearance and the way that you dress, that is an easy thing to do. It's a great first step. So that's probably why she's talking about it.
I literally don't feel pretty in like skirts, dresses, like stuff like that. And that's again just how I'm perceiving myself because I've had to be so masculine for so long to just survive and to get to where I am.
And I know that there will be people online that will say, oh, that's just ridiculous. Like she should have just leaned on a man. But as somebody who grew up in a very turbulent household and had a very unconventional childhood where I was moved around a lot and, there was a lot of back and forth, you do become hardened. And as you become hardened, you do become more masculine. You put your walls up. You are not as emotional. I did have that mentality that was like, I don't need anybody else. I don't want anybody else around me because usually when I have other people around me, they screw things up and they make my life harder. Like that was how I lived my life. And then on top of that, I only saw those two examples of femininity. I did not think that there was a middle ground that I could be in. So
Yeah, that is actually a very important topic that she tackles because even nowadays, if you look around the world, and we're not only talking about uh, very improved countries, so to say, we can talk even to middle class, especially lower class, where the woman has to take the role of a man a lot of the times because of variety of reasons. No, some got left by another man and they need to be the leading person in their own household. Some of them just never felt probably how it's like to lean on someone, which is an important topic to discuss, maybe even more important than how do women become more feminine, is why do they go against it in the first place, like how why do they widen away from it in the first place.
I completely understand where she's coming from.
I'm doing things like that. I'm doing more self-care things. I'm trying to like actually put effort into my appearance and like my skincare and things. And try dating again and try like breaking down the barriers of like that hyper masculinity that's in me that I've had for so long.
You see, this is the thing that I also have. Like, femininity doesn't mean weak. Even when she's talking about skincare, like, do you know how many women actually spend on their skin? And I'm not even talking about money, I'm talking about time, about their thoughts. Like, that is a whole serious process that is super complicated. It's a whole work that has to be done from A to Z so that she could look beautiful as she can, as magnificent as she can. And I feel like also one of the reasons why women gave up in the past a lot on this is because they thought that men don't care. But men actually fall, like, not that the men don't care, but men don't appreciate, which is partly right. They don't think how hard this process is. But it's not about, you shouldn't give up on trying to look good, but you should actually make men like respect and appreciate the fact that women spend so much time and effort on looking as magnificent as they can.
It's hard to describe other than like don't feel like a woman.
Be careful saying that in 2024. Be careful. You don't know who's going to latch on and tell you something else. Anyway, that's just
That's a
besides the
joke.
point.
That's
But
a nice
I
joke.
loved this video. It was very genuine. It felt very vulnerable, and it went viral very quickly. Somebody commented and said, I'm redoing my wardrobe for this exact reason. Somebody else said, birth control. When I was on birth control, I felt so masculine, went on a non-hormonal and feel so womanly, could literally feel the change in me. If you can, try to go on non-hormonal if it's safe for you. This is a perfect time to plug the episode I did about birth control after WAPO wrote an article about me, so we can link that below if you want. Somebody else commented and said, when you find the right man, woman, you will naturally fall into your feminine energy. I completely agree with that. I think
I'm actually curious for a man. Like, I've seen a lot of examples where this works for a woman, but are there examples where it works with a man? That the man runs into his right woman, that the man runs into his right woman, and together they become, and his masculine sides opens even more. I'm curious to see videos about that as well.
when you find a man that is strong and is masculine and is there to help take care of you and protect you, oh my gosh, you just get to relax. It's the most fantastic, amazing thing ever. Somebody else said it's not just you. So many of us are trying to move out of our masculine, and it really is a journey. It takes time to unlearn habits and feel feminine. You get there. And boy, does it take time. Guys, it took years for me. Like, I literally remember the first time that I showed up to hang out with my high school best friend wearing a dress. She about fell out of her chair. We were at Priscilla's Coffee in Burbank. We're about to go to LA, actually, and I'm going to take my team there. This was like an important place in my teen years because she was like, what are you wearing? That is how much of a mark it made, because I hated wearing dresses, hated how it made me feel, hated how I felt like I was presenting myself to the world. Anyway, like I said, the video went viral, and it makes sense because so many girls are relating to this, myself very much included. And after the original video went viral, she came back and she made another one talking more about what she was doing.
I'm going to be doing this series of like my journey to embracing my femininity and being a woman and being a girly pop, because
Great way to
taking on this hyper masculine role.
Not saying that she's only doing this for the hype, but it's about monetizing the things that you can, and I mean, she's doing a good thing for herself, and in the same time earning from it.
Longer serves me in a positive way. Like, I don't want to be one of the boys anymore. I don't want to be so overly independent and like shut men out.
That might sound confusing, but I think that was actually very self-aware, where she was saying, I don't want to be one of the boys anymore, but I also want to stop shutting men out, because in my experience, I wanted to be one of the guys. I just wanted to be friends with guys, but I did not want them to look at me in any way other than just being one of the guys. It was hard to, break down those walls and go, okay, well, I'm straight. I'm getting to the point where I want to date. I need to be comfortable with a guy looking at me like that and perceiving. It's just it feels so weird. And you might be saying, Brett, this is a really weird dichotomy.
Oh wait, she now got married. We can even see the ring.
Talk to a woman. I'm sure it exists in her head if she's been here.
I want to be a girly pop again. It's been the only way that I can basically word it. And so my first step is I'm going to be doing research and you know, trying to take notes from other women who have already gone through this journey.
Now, this girl's name is Essie Bone if you want to see what she's been doing on this series.
588,000. Out of curiosity, this video was 10 days ago, right? Give me a sec. $590,000. Okay, not that many. I thought it's gonna be more.
Sexualized or infanticized, a lot of us neglect
Sorry, you didn't see the number. The previous number was 588. So not that big of a popularity from Brad.
commented and said, I think in an effort to avoid being sexualized or infanticized, a lot of us neglected feminine things and now feel uncomfortable being womanly. And that
I think that is a lot of the problem with any choices that people take in their lives, that they can't find the common ground, the common balance. They're either going too hard on something or they're not going at all on it, going too low, putting way too little effort. And yeah, actually this is one of the goals in life, to find the perfect balance in your everyday things.
was literally me. Like, that is what I said at the beginning in that introduction. Like, it took a come to Jesus conversation with me and my mom when I was about 16 years old. We were in the car. Remember, we were coming over the hill. I know exactly where all these conversations were because they just stick in my mind. Like, that, again, I can't even describe it. Like, that is how stark of a transition this has been in my life. But I remember sitting there with her, and it took that conversation for me to start thinking differently about all of this, because I felt constantly sexualized in Hollywood. I was surrounded by girls who made that their whole identity and their personality, and they loved that and they leaned into that, and I wanted to be anything but that. I hated it. I was so uncomfortable. And I did not see a way that I could merge the two without becoming an object and losing all the things that I thought were great about myself. And it took
Even she had this problem. And she's grown pretty well, so there's always hope, people.
a long time to figure out that I could do that. I'm still figuring it out every single day. Somebody commented and said, I want to wear more color, frilly things, and lace to feel like a girl again. Yep, there we go. And there are some comments that were interesting, like some of the language around your feminine and your masculine energy range into being kind of annoying and a bit of a woo-woo witchy vibe. Obviously, I'm personally not into that. We can stop calling it our divine feminine. We do not need to connect this to Mother Earth and your crystals. It is just called being feminine. Tapping into your roots as a woman, what women have been doing since the dawn of time. I mean, come on, it is natural, just like your dog's food should be.
Yeah, just as the unpaid ads from me. You got 2 dogs, you do them, Brad. I don't even have a dog to advertise anything.
766 my dog today. But anyway, the point is, in my opinion, is that we're just bringing things back to the basics. And in a lot of these videos, one of the first things that women say is that they want to start dressing feminine again, aka wearing dresses, which honestly, when you
Because AKA, it all starts from the looks. It's always outside looks, inner thoughts, inner communication. This triangle, so to say. Not even triangle, I would say 3-step pyramid.
when you compare the comfort level of a pair of like high-waisted skinny jeans to a dress, the dress wins every single time. Like some of the pants that we wear were not even designed to be satin, which literally makes no sense. That's why if you've watched my videos and I say, oh, I'm wearing standing pants today, or I'm wearing sitting pants today, that's a chick thing. That's what I mean. And apparently that is also harmful for our reproductive systems. We can get into that another time. Another reason to be wearing dresses. I'm not setting a good example today, but you get the point. Back to it. Women are obviously seeing dresses as their way to dip their toe into femininity. And it's not just women who are excited about this. Men apparently want this as well. Specifically,
Obviously, we don't want another man in our family. Give us a nice, great woman. If we want a man, that means we are gay, which means if we are gay, we go find another man. We don't need a woman, and we don't need a man in a woman's body. Maybe someone does, exceptions always exist, but the majority doesn't. That's the point.
men want sundresses. It seems like every spring and every summer they
Have you ever seen, like, okay, I actually have a couple ideas what can be hotter, but women in sundresses, they look amazing. And you can like compare to what they wear even in the summer, But come on, the summer dresses. That's like classic. You can see an actual classy woman walking by you, walking next to you, walking by you, no matter where she is. That's something to think about.
Beg for the return of sundresses. They celebrate sundress season. Just watch these videos. So we said, men, it's sundress season again. He's ready. He is ready for the season. Here's another one. This is from Brianna Chicken Fry. I actually saw this just
Actually, this depends how you track. If I were from another side, which I'm not, I could potentially discreditate this TikTok as sexualizing women. But that was if I was from another side, which I'm not from.
last week, and it killed me. And she's spot on, because this is how a lot of the guys sound. And no hate at all. Like, I support the men. I'm in support of the sundresses, but it is very funny.
If I see one more video where the guys on the street are asking other guys on the street, what's your favorite thing to see a girl in? What's your favorite hairstyle for a girl? And all the guys are like, I like her in a sundress. I want her to wake up and put on her, I want her to roll out of bed in her sundress, and I want her to.
I'm gonna say I actually have a suggestion what is even cooler. Have you ever seen a girl in a football or basketball jersey? Like that is just peak beauty. I'm not gonna lie. Especially in your favorite teams. So I'm not gonna lie, I had never heard about these sort of videos. I never even seen them.
Look like Chad, no makeup on. I'm gonna lose it.
She's not wrong, though. They are literally everywhere. The men are begging. Spring has sprung. The birds are chirping. The men are crawling out of their apartments. Where are the sundresses? And the comments from the guys just support all of this. Christopher said, definitely a sundress. Somebody else said, sundress is the best thing. And this guy, Gage, said, sundress or rompers, no makeup. So obviously, it has gotten women's attention. We are listening, men, we know. Somebody posted this on Twitter and said, supposedly the fastest way to get a guy to fall in love with you is wearing a milkmaid dress. Can anyone confirm? And this is basically a sundress. And immediately, there were thousands of men in the comments confirming this theory. One guy said, depends, but yes, women should dress feminine if they want to attract a man. Somebody said, if I saw a modern gal wearing one of these today, I would get down on one knee. Another guy said, can confirm, the charm of old beauty standards is unmatched. There we go.
I'm just gonna say they're right. That is literally all I'm gonna say.
Like, old beauty standards are coming back. I love it. Another guy said this and sundresses. I'm telling you, the sundresses, they are on their knees begging. It's a strange phenomenon. Now, I tried to do some serious journalisming, as Jack Mack would say, some serious journalistic research into why men love sundresses so much, and I stumbled upon this. And other than just making me laugh, it seemed to sum up this phenomenon in a nutshell.
Gentlemen, can you please explain to me what it is about the sundresses that you like so much?
Oh.
Hey, I even saw this guy somewhere. I don't remember exactly, but I did see him.
Allow me to regale you by asking you some questions. What is it about that first sip of water after a day spent in the scorching sun that you love so much? Seeing the yams in such a beautiful and vulnerable state is a reminder to us that although hell is upon us, the heavens still take their time to shine and smile upon our lowly lives and remind us that life is very good.
I mean, it's...
This is a hilarious guy. He was 100% right. He is 100% correct.
Are you crying? You're just like him. You love sundresses. It's cinematic. I mean, I don't think I need to say anything else. I think I could end the episode right here, but I won't, because I have more to say. When does Brett ever not have something else to say? Anyway, he captioned it, "The sundress cures seasonal depression." And there we go. We have it. That is it summed up. Now, I dug a little bit deeper because I didn't want to just do that one video. And I found a Reddit post from 9 years ago where men were asked the same question and the responses were just gold. And so the question was just, why do men like sundresses? And one guy said, they're very feminine. Straight to the point. Another guy replied and said, they also have a great fun summer feel to them. Just good, happy thoughts all around, especially up here in Canada where winters are so damn cold and everyone bundles up. Pretty girls in sundresses just make life a little better. Can confirm. I asked my husband why he likes sundresses, and he said that he loves them because they're happy. He's a man of few words. They're happy. Now I know. Men are simple creatures. They want women to bring joy and brightness. They do not want to have pent-up feminist female rage clothed in a trash bag, which if you go to LA, that is basically what you see. Come on. Another reply said, feminine and they make women move graciously with a natural charm and class. I love that. Like, some things never change. This is what men like, and as women are consciously trying to unlearn what they have been taught and conditioned to do and wear, they are starting to like it too, and I think that is good for all of us. And while sundresses and appearances and clothing might seem like a superficial thing, like we're just scratching the surface here, I think it's fun, and I think it's indicative of a more significant change that is happening under the surface, and that is what I love to see.
Straight up, correct, and to the point. I would say, since we always need to have a lesson from each video, that the moral of this lesson is you get to choose. If you're a woman, and if you're a man, it's the same. You get to choose whatever you like to do. However you like to dress, whoever you like to hang out with, whatever your lifestyle may be. It's your choice. But there are things that the other sex likes specifically. There are things that we want to see. We men want to see in women, or women want to see in men. And you can never change it by just saying or making us like love the things that you want us to love, or the things that men want women to like. Because at the end of the day, you want their attention and not the other way around. So if you want someone's attention, then you must be ready to do what brings them the attention. And if you do not want that, well, then you have to wait for someone to actually spot you. But that is a whole another talk. So guys, this was Zeno77 giving you another Brad Cooper reaction with some very long comments in the end. I know, but they had to be done. They were needed to be done. And yes, we're going to watch yet another video right now, although it's late in my place. It's already 1 a.m., but who cares? At least 2 videos during the stream have to be. Now I will decide if I want to watch a third one. But I'm going to watch a second one now, because that's a very more serious topic. This one was a very happy and positive one. The next one, unfortunately, won't be. But if you're watching this on YouTube, you have to know that you won't be able to watch that reaction now. You will have to watch it in a couple days. While you're here, then you might consider liking the video, because if you watched till this very moment, I really believe you liked it. But if you watched it and you dislike it, well, the button is still here. You can even see the bubble. Now, if you want to make a specific comment, then please comment below. But with that being said, I will see you in my other reaction. Let's go. All right, guys, I am tired. Well, we got a serious topic around. So let me just watch the unskippable ads. All right, we're here, and now, boom. So guys, as we're doing a Brad Cooper stream, there should be a Brad Cooper video, which obviously will discuss about my favorite generation, my generation, Gen Z. And this is a new video from her. Well, actually not new, it's a month ago, but we haven't reacted to it. So Gen Z is sleeping around more than ever. The comment section with Brad Cooper, the video that we are watching today. Now, the previous one was a very positive one. We talked about sundress, summer, son. This one is not going to be as fun because we discuss, unfortunately, a very sad topic, at least in my opinion. Now, I will be trying to defend everything that I consider wrong. But if I will be able to defend it, then I will also try to set some counter arguments against it. I don't know, should be an interesting reaction because Gen Z sleeping around, that's always a fun discussion. Let's just roll into the video.
Welcome back to the comment section. I'm Brett Cooper.
Hi, Brett.
So, body count has obviously become an important question in the modern dating landscape, and body count means
That's why it's so good doing reactions on it. It's everywhere. Everyone wants to listen about it.
meaning how many people you have slept with. And for years, people, specifically feminists, have tried to poo-poo that question because it brings so much shame or just shows that the man is insecure, like it's all his fault. But it's an important question because a person's past behaviors tell us a lot about who they are and how far they might have come or how far they might not have come. We're going to talk about that today. Before we do, though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already.
Now, you can put my face over here. I'm actually going to do this. I'm not going to lie. I will do it. And I'm going to be trying to comment on the things that Brad says. Wait, give me a sec. Boom, boom. Ring that notifications bell, subscribe to the channel, and like the video because, guys, 150 subs. We are going to that destination. Woo!
Thinking about this episode and this topic more after seeing a wild article from the New York Post. Per usual, get the best content from them because it's certifiably insane all the time. But they titled this article, "How to Keep Your Body Count Low While Still Having Lots of Sex."
Is that a
I need this tip. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm actually, you know, the thing that a lot of people, no matter which side they are, conservative, liberal, blue pill, red pill, they don't understand one thing, that even to do if you suggest a bad thing, but you plan it geniusly, like if you're on top of the bad things, you're actually pretty damn cool, and there are some stuff that could be taught for you. Like, you know, it's like always in the movies. In the movies, you want to be the good guy, obviously, the main character. But the second coolest person in every single movie, that includes them, obviously, is going to be the main villain. Because the guy became main for a reason. And usually with some actually good ideas. So let's read this article and what can we learn from it?
trick question?
I think the answer is pretty simple. I don't even know why we need an article about this.
This is basic stuff, okay? You know this.
I mean, every one of the commenters got it. Somebody said, was this some kind of mystery? Somebody else said, get married. Another person said, be in a healthy monogamous relationship. Easy peasy. It's simple. We don't even need to read the article, right? Because that's what she's going to say, right?
Oh, no, she had the bad headline. That is just bad marketing.
Wrong. She said, despite all of these years with an ever-excitable sex drive, I have managed to stay at full throttle without worrying about the notches on my bedpost. How? I revisit old flames.
Imagine if the guy reads her article and literally sees her name over here, Jana Hawking. How can you be so dumb? Why do you put your name in it if you want to make it a secret?
Despite all of these years with an ever-excitable sex drive, I have managed to stay at full throttle without worrying about the notches on my bedpost. How? I revisit old flames. Great. Yes, those men I've slept with in the past who were the perfect combination of kind and mighty fine in bed. It must be noted, however, that there is one important rule that can't be ignored. Anyone remotely toxic is instantly struck from the list. I learned that the hard way. Well, I'm glad she's learning something. At least
What does she mean by toxic?
there are some parameters in this nice little arrangement.
This is a load of barnacles.
But going back to the point, you do realize that this doesn't make it better at all. People look at body counts and take those into consideration because they are indicative of many things, primarily somebody's self-respect, the value they place on committed relationships, how they treat people that they might be dating. Billy Ray Brandt, who starred in Lady Ballers for Daily Wire, she summed this
Hey.
up perfectly in one of her TikToks and importantly described how
I
this
actually follow her on Instagram. Really, like sometimes fun content. She makes it in an act, so to say, in a theatrical way. So you can check her out.
is a two-way street. It's not just about women's body counts, it is also about men's. But watch this.
What's up, my guys? Your body count definitely matters. The typical narrative around this is that it's particularly impactful for women because it interferes with their ability to pair bond. Look, I think body count matters more for women simply because we're the ones that control access to sex. But I'm not
Also
ready to
true.
say it doesn't impact a man's pair bonding ability as well. Oxytocin is the bonding hormone that we all share. It's a huge part of our
God, I need to Google again. And it gives me French. How? Why does it always give me French? Like, I know why, but I'm too lazy to change the settings. We're struggling with it. A natural that manages key of the female equilibrium. Hypothalamus. Okay. Okay.
secreted in massive amounts during sex. Well, if you produce a bonding hormone in large quantities time and time again, but it never results in an actual bond, your body's reward system is going to get extremely screwed up, whether you're male or female.
It's literally biology. I see comments and articles from
That's nice explanation. Oh yeah, I already follow her. Ha.
people saying, oh, this is so puritanical. You know, I don't want the religious right pushing this on me. It's not like you don't even need to think about that. I don't need you to share my values to understand the fact that this is not healthy. It's not good for you, no matter
But why then the biology says that like men should, they want to sleep around with different women. Maybe they just want to sleep around with one woman. Like how do you contradict that? Like I know this is not like real scientific fact about men that I just said, but you probably heard this narrative as well. So I'm not the first one coming up with it. Okay, we need an answer to that question, actually.
which way you spin it. It's not good for you right now. It's not good for your future relationships, the way that you'll treat your future spouse. It is not healthy.
If your dopamine system could get screwed up, I imagine your oxytocin system can as well. So as much of some of this body count talk is true in targeting women, I don't think we can completely dismiss its effects on men.
And she's so right. This is about both men and women. We both have to be accountable for this. So guys, if you think I'm just talking about the girls, no, I'm talking to you too. Wrap up your meat like Good Ranchers wraps up their
Stop putting advertisements that I will not get paid for. That is despite the fact that I love eating meat.
completely agree. I'm working on this. I've stopped casually sleeping around. You're so right. Girls saying, yes, I value this. Like that, we're going in the right direction, folks. But of course, just looking at body count, just looking at that number is not a perfect way to evaluate all of this, obviously. I mean, in terms of the woman in the New York Post article, like, you are not committing to anyone. You are using X's for sex. That is not any better. That might even be indicative of something that's worse. You might have fewer notches on your bedpost, but lady, those notches go deep. They cut hard. But honestly, at this point, who's surprised? This type of behavior is incredibly common today. I mean, just in the last 24 hours, I have seen a lot of discourse about body count specifically on X, maybe inspired by this New York Post article. Maybe it's just the X algorithm gods giving me content for this episode. But one person tweeted and said, POV, you're a terminally online man. Number one, you watch porn. Number two, you whine about women. And then somebody quote tweeted that and said, the porn thing is the woman version of
Or terminally.
body count. Almost every single guy is addicted to porn. Almost every single girl past the age of 25 has a decent number on her body count. Neither side likes it, but it's just something that we have to get past in the year 2024.
Almost every single guy is addicted to porn. Holy shit, this is actually a smart comment. The porn thing is the woman version of body count. Okay. Holy damn, I might actually write this down. This is genius. This is actually genius. Bro. Bro, I love this quote. I actually love it. How come no one ever how come no one ever made it? That is straightforward true. We judge men for watching porn, but we never could explain why specifically. Now I got a very cool explanation to fulfill.
No, I refuse to get past that. Absolutely not. Just because something has become normal does not mean that it is a net good thing. It does not mean that you just walk away from it and go, oh,
Oh
whatever.
yeah, the reason why I quote it is not because I think it's good, but because I think that both are bad. But now this is an actual explanation. How can I put this in a way that could make it real? That could make it actually sound the way I want it to sound.
Okay, that's just it. No, why would you throw in the towel and say, oh, well, this just has to be normal? Fight for something better. Have higher standards for yourself.
You gotta fight for your right to party.
And for the people you date.
No, I am great with girls. Both got buckets of chicken. You want to do it?
Okay. And on a positive note, things might actually be getting better. The dangers and the destructive nature of porn is discussed more than ever. People are actually acknowledging that this can be an addiction. And while casual sex is still commonplace and normal, people are waking up more to its reality. I mean, we just did an episode about this a couple of days ago, reading the comments of all of these women acknowledging the existential dread that happens when they are about to engage in casual sex. Like, people are starting to acknowledge it, especially young people. A woman named Ali D posted this on X a couple of days ago as well, and said, for anyone who is out of touch with modern dating, 20 is considered a low number of men for a woman to have slept with. Hope that helps. And I mean, guys, I saw this and I was stunned. I thought, no way that can be true. Like, I know the numbers are high, but that seems wild. And per usual, the data is foggy and you can manipulate data in many, many different ways. And it's hard to trust anybody who is self-reporting because those numbers are always going to be weird. I did see this number though, which about knocked me over. This article was talking about body counts and said, just to throw a curveball here, a 2018 survey from Nectar Sleep found that men reported having an average of 26 sexual partners before settling down. For women, the average was 19 sexual partners. Like,
This is super hilarious. You know why? Because it is men who
this
is men who are complaining about the fact that it's hard to get a woman. And now we hear this?
6 sexual partners before settling down. For women, the average was 19.
Like 26 to 19? Women have more? Or women have less? I thought you men had problems. Oh no, or maybe you don't. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Let him save us.
Sexual partners. Like, that is truly insane. If that is anywhere near accurate, then oh my gosh, we live in a sad, sad landscape if that is the norm. And I'm not fully convinced that this is the norm, because in looking at the CDC data, the numbers of sexual partners has stayed relatively the same since 2015. According to 2011 to 2015 CDC data, women between the ages of 25 and 44 had a median of 4.2 sexual partners, while men in that age group had a median of 6.1. And then from 2015,
so hard to get women nowadays. They are all bad boss bitches. It's so hard to get women nowadays. Brother, what are you talking about? Look at the stats.
to 2019, it was 4.3. So it's gone up, 1/10 of a point. And again, like I said, this data is fishy. People lie. There's that kind of joking, kind of serious truism about if somebody tells you their body count and you multiply it by 3, and that's what it actually is. I hope that that is not real, but again, it's gone around for a reason. Again, the data is just foggy. Different regions have different values, therefore might have different numbers. It depends on where they're surveying from. It's all up in the air. And I've seen anything from this 4.2 number to 4.3 to 7 to 8 to that 19 number. And maybe when the numbers from 2019 to 2023 come out, they will shock us, but I really hope they don't. Because Gen Z has already expressed a major disinterest in casual sex over the past couple of years. Here's just a couple of articles. Frustrated with hookup culture, Gen Z women are swearing off sex, entering their celibacy era. Another article, this one's from Newsweek, said, what is driving Gen Z's aversion to sex? That one was in
We're leading the future, guys. We are leading the future. Finally, I can be proud of my generation.
2021 on my birthday. How fun. Swearing off men and avoiding intimacy, Gen Z reconsiders sex in the wake of a post-Roe world. I also think that is so interesting because I am very much of the belief that politics is downstream of culture, but I do know that it can go both ways. And this was an instance where it went the other direction. Culture started to move because of something that we did in politics, because of the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Now, granted, to be fair, some Gen Z has swapped sex for just scrolling on TikTok and never leaving their rooms, and I'd argue that that is not healthier in the slightest. So maybe try going outside, touching some grass, and having a platonic
If I were to pick between the two, it's obvious which one I would say.
relationship with somebody in person. That could be a great step. Crazy thought. The point here is, I do still have hope. I hope that people become empowered in the respect that they have for themselves and their bodies, the people they're dating, and their future spouses more than anything. I hope we stop using each other, both men and women, for selfish pleasure and validation and attention, and that we stop making things so damn complicated, like the woman in that New York Post article, because that is truly absurd. You are spinning yourself in circles to try to feel better about your choices. Just stop. It is quite literally unnecessary.
Fortunately, Brad, I don't have hope. And there's a simple reason for that. We have AI girlfriends coming. Like, this is not a joke. AI girlfriends are already a thing, and we actually did a reaction on it. So please tell me, how is it supposed to stop? I think it's actually going to go the same way as everything goes in our lives. So the bad things get even worse, but the good things get even better. And approximately, if you pick an average from it, the average still stays the same. So it will get worse with men getting AI girlfriends, women just sleeping around with everyone. But there probably might get a slightly bigger percentage of those who will actually be sticking to the one person. I truly believe this. But in any case, this was Xeno77 just sharing his thoughts. You can take them, you can listen to them, you can accept them, or you can just forget about them, because this reaction has now ended, and I thank you for watching it. We're gonna dive in another Brad Cooper reaction, because 47 minutes is not a lot for a stream. And I actually found a good video we can watch. It's like only 8 minutes. It's only 8 minutes, so it's just perfectly fine. But before we go watch it, I want to thank you, all of you who are watching this on YouTube. If you want to support the channel, you can always subscribe to it. You can hit the like button, you can hit the dislike button, but then you need to write in the comments, why did you do it? And I read all the comments. I may not always respond to them, may not always like them, but I read them all. And I'll try to learn something from them as well. With that being said, I hope to see you, those of you who are watching this on YouTube, in my other reactions, which will be in a couple days. Boo! All right. 3 Brad Cooper videos. That's something we don't usually do, but that's the work that we do. Weird combination of words. But in any case, I was talking about this short video, and this one I actually found right before the stream. So it should be still interesting. Let's read the title and let's make the YouTube opening. Why does the internet despise a normal, happy life? The Brad Cooper stream. Can anyone explain to me what this title even means? Like, internet haters are commenting that, oh my god, you are propagating your ideas, you crazy man or woman. Nice. We get to read to haters' comments, which means we get to learn something from them, and we get to rationally respond to them. Great reaction. I hope it will be. No more comments added. Unless I'm gonna say that I really like the sweater Brad is wearing. And with that being said, let's start the video.
the comment section. I'm Brett Cooper. So if you spend any amount of time on social media, I'm sure that you are bombarded with people showing off their lavish, ideal lifestyles. Maybe it's some entrepreneur hustler bro selling you some ebook while he's, working on a beach and flexing his abs. Maybe it's some influencer at Fashion Week. Maybe it's me traveling, whatever. I don't know. I'm self-aware enough
You do it a lot. At least it's good that you admit it.
to know that I am not exempt from this, so I will include myself in it. However, even though these videos and these people go viral and their audience, fawns all over them, their lives are far from the norm. And for a lot of them, that isn't even their normal life, but they are playing pretend for clicks and likes. And as a result, I think a lot of people in these audiences can feel like their non-influencer, non-entrepreneur hustler, alpha bro lifestyles are less than. And that should
One of the worst things that I've seen recently is children wanting to become an influencer in life. I don't think you can become an influencer. I think you just do stuff and that stuff eventually influence people. But you can't you can't just influence. You have to do something that will be the ground for your influence.
not be the case. Andrew Tate, I can't believe I'm referencing him, but he actually posted about this recently. And he said, everyone is constantly shitting on the common man, normal man with a normal job. The world wouldn't function if everyone was a crypto trading scumbag. These people are more dedicated and disciplined than Eddie DeGen. Respect to anyone who gets up and works hard every day.
W. Andrew Tate.
Granted, I don't know if I really think that he believes this, considering that he often insults the normal man and calls him, brokey, but this did start an interesting conversation online.
Like, Andrew Tate is a very interesting person. I've been asked a lot to make a reaction on him, and I obviously refused for a lot of obvious reasons. But I will say this. A lot of the things that he says about the pro keys is clearly a marketing strategy so that men would want to watch him, buy his stuff, share his thoughts, because he is not a representation of a brokey. He's not a representation of a normal person. Therefore, if you want supporters of your ideas, you need to make them like your lifestyle. And one of the ways to do it is to criticize or insult the lifestyle of another one. But that is mostly marketing stuff. This, I think, may be the genuine Tate.
And more, I am seeing normal content taking off. It is a breath of fresh air for people. They feel seen. And let's be real, it is comforting and more attainable and realistic in this economy. And we're going to talk about this today. Before we do, though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and then ring that
Wait, I want to try a trick. Oh, yeah, you can see Brad and you can see me. Now imagine this is like me saying what she's saying right now.
This today. Before we do, though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and then ring that notification bell so that you never miss a comment section episode. All right.
You got the point. Now back to a normal reaction.
To go more in depth on this, I want to show you one of these creators. A guy that I really like and who I would credit with this whole, realistic content taking off is named Hubs Life. And he is just a normal guy. Here is one of his most viral TikToks, and this is from last year. He is married, he has a house, he has a cute dog, he has a good, steady job. And that is what really, really irks people. But
what's his job, by the way?
he works out. He enjoys having a beer and watching the game after work. And he shows all of that in his quiet day in the life videos that he posts basically every day. They're very melodic. The music that he puts behind them are kind of like that lo-fi vibe. It's just like very calming. Like I can get lost in his videos just scrolling through them. And
I ain't gonna lie, when I see this house, like, bro, this is not considered normal where I come from. This is considered high lifestyle. Like, the US people have really interesting thoughts on what is normal.
Vibe, it's just like very calming. Like I can get lost in his videos just scrolling through them. And that's all. And all of his videos are like that. They are very simple, and there is nothing wrong with anything that he showed. Some people might not want that life, but this is objectively a good life. But
I would say that 90% of the people that I talked would take this life with like any day when they could. this is not, this is very well, like, look at this video again. Look at this video again. So this guy,
Here is one of his most viral TikTok.
wait, I'll put it on mute because I'll put Brad on mute because I want to actually talk about this video. So this guy has a house. He has a job, a stable job that pays well. Like he goes to call, like after call. Look at this house. This is like a new, well done house. He has a car. Like he drives his own car. He goes to an office and works from a computer. He's not like going doing some hard physical work. He's doing brain work. Brain work is obviously you can get tired after it a lot, but still it's not, I would say, that health pressure. So yes, you will get tired, but you will have a much easier recoverment, I believe, than from a physical work. So he does this job. Yeah, he works. He has time to take lunch, which is somewhere that he drives to. So again, that's like enough time. He goes back and eats lunch, as I understood, right? Or how does it work? He plays with his dog in his garden. Give Benny his lunch snack. He gives, like, he has okay to like pay his dog some food. This is his lunch, right? He goes back to work, finishes the day, comes back, eats dinner. Like, look at this house. Look at this house. This is a very good house. The guy's 28. Like, I'm telling you, 90%, 90, I'm absolutely sure of the people who I know and see in everyday life would trade for this life. Bro, whenever I see this US TikToks complaining about like how hard their life is and etc., I mean, again, I obviously understand that we were both raised differently. We all have our different problems. But it's just so hard that whenever they criticize, they don't take the moment to appreciate what they have. And don't get me wrong, I do appreciate the lifestyle that I have. Like, I believe the philosophy that you gotta appreciate what you have and move on to get more. Like, this is, you can't just simply chase more, because if you simply chase, you won't understand why you're doing this, and and the moment you stop and reflect on yourself, that is when you understand the value of you chasing something. But again, like this life, bro, if it was today, I wouldn't mind having such a lifestyle.
But many people online do not see it that way. And his videos go viral and people lament online that men like him are the problem and that he is wasting his life or has a soul-sucking existence. That is literally what they say about him. Like, one guy posted that video on Twitter last year in 2023, and it got over 100 million impressions. And he quote tweeted it and said, "This is basically selling your soul. It is so pointless." I mean, that is so dramatic. Just stop, seriously. Like, the only thing that I would change in his daily life is that he should be eating Good Ranchers.
Yeah, I wouldn't, because I'm not paid for this advertisement. But if I'm paid for this advertisement, we can have a whole another discussion.
Hub's life, your day will truly be perfect. And then just last week, another person on Twitter uploaded one of Hub's videos saying, "This video was so depressing that I started tearing up watching it." And the comments went like this: "Depressing. One of the most disturbing videos I have ever watched. My worst nightmare. This is making me sad." But if you get past these types of replies, his comment section usually tells a completely different story. It is usually filled with hope and joy and people just enjoying his content, people defending him. And usually I see people that are yearning for this kind of life, again, because it is objectively a good and secure life. Somebody
Like, that's a lot of the things that I mean, Night won this and a lot of, but again, this is like, the guy is living a good life. Like, if he comes home and thinks that this is like the end, so he doesn't want anything more, I truly believe that at the end is what I said, like, you chase more. But it's always a question what you see in chasing more. Like, someone chases a career, someone chases money, someone chases a family, but you have to have what you chase. And if this guy has something that he wants to chase, then his life worked out completely great. If he doesn't, that's when you can say that this video is depressing. But we don't know that fact. So as it stands, I'm going to believe he has a thing to chase.
On Twitter said, "What is wrong with this? Nice car, nice house, stable income, loving his life. Are we seriously at a point where you have to wear a Rolex and drive a $100,000 car to be relevant? Well, if you just live online 24/7, you might think that. That's not the real world. I don't think it ever will be. It certainly is not right now. That is not what you should be comparing your life to."
That watch costs more than your car.
Somebody said he lives a comfortable life, which he's built
I know that specific clip.
for himself. He loves the life he lives. How is this selling your soul? Somebody said, "This is what I want my life to look like when I graduate college." Another person said, "I really want this life." Somebody else said, "Love this lifestyle." People make it seem like peace and consistency is bad. And if he's happy with it, that should be the only thing that matters. And we should not be tearing him down or saying that it is a soul-sucking existence.
Again, it is depressing if he has nothing to chase. Like if he simply exists, like, you know, goes to job, eats food, wakes up, goes to a club, spends some time reading, then goes up. Like he has to want something. He has to have like a goal, like something he wants to achieve. It doesn't necessarily need to be like a super fantastic thing. I know maybe he wants to grow a garden. That could be like, I'm seriously, maybe he wants to have a great garden. But he has to like want to chase something every single day. And if that is the case, then he wins.
Because it's not something that you would want.
Because in order to successfully chase, like in order to successfully go get something, you need a successful place to launch from. And if your ground is unstable, well, then it's going to be hard to launch, won't be?
And in the video that we watched, we only saw him go about his workday, but his videos and his life, it just gets so much better when you see him and his wife and the life that they're building together. Like, look at this video where he surprises his wife at her baby shower. They're about to have their first kid, which is just so amazing.
There's like, that is what he, like, that is one of the purposes he can chase. It's great.
Just watch this. His videos are also just like very well shot. He has great angles. Like, look at all of these people. Like, how can you watch that and say
Look
that
at this freaking house. Like, I mean, I know the guy's probably not like wearing $100,000 watches, but the guy has got money. And I think that a lot of these people who comment on like depressing and stuff like this, they just think that this guy doesn't have like where to spend his money on. Bro, look at this house.
this is a bad life? And their home is so nice. It's a nice home. Like, literally, there is nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. He has a beautiful wife. It looks like they have a bright and vibrant and supportive community. They're about to have a baby. They both spend time.
They're about to have a son. That's even greater. Okay, no sexist jokes.
With their parents on a regular basis, which people usually don't see in the videos that go viral, but like, this is the last one I'll show you, I promise. I think both of their parents live in the same town, so they spend time with them constantly, which is, again, it's wonderful. I have nothing else to say.
Hast du schon wieder gemacht?
I'm not getting paid for this ad, so I'm also skipping it. But guys,
And it is a good life. Somebody commented and said, "You have a wife, a car, and a house at only 28. That is success and something to cherish."
yes, yes, yes.
I mean, I completely agree. And all of that is literally a gift. And it is something that people around the world could only dream of, and something that a lot of people in our own country want and that they crave. I mean, just look at his comment section and you will see that this is a life that people want. Matt Walsh apparently has the same Twitter feed that I do, and he saw all of the negative comments about Hubs on Twitter this weekend and lit it up last night, which I loved. The reactions to this guy's videos are so over the top and hysterical that I have to assume that everyone must be joking. It is literally just a video of a guy going to work, doing some errands, and then coming home. What is disturbing about it? What is he supposed to be doing every day? This is day-to-day life for almost everyone on the planet. If you profess to be disturbed by this, what does your daily routine look like? Is it really that much more exciting than this? Or do you find human existence itself to be miserable by its very nature? I think we just stumbled upon the problem here. And people start.
There are not a lot of things that I criticize, but I will criticize this. Fuck nihilism.
started fighting with him, of course, and the guy that he was originally replying to said, the disturbing part is you finding this to be the condition of normal human existence. And Matt replied and said, going to work every day and doing basic errands is normal human existence. If you find the very idea repulsive, it means that you were either an uber wealthy elitist or a dysfunctional loser stuck in perpetual adolescence.
Gonna need a sensu for that one.
Matt Walsh never fails to deliver a mic drop is what we have to learn from this. Now, do I believe that it is the best thing for humans to eat Chili's and Jersey Mike's on a daily basis and spend the majority of their existence in an office building with fluorescent lighting? Of course not. That probably is not good for us, and I wish that I could wave a wand and just change that, but I can't because that's just our world right now. And some people get out of that and make that a priority, and they find fulfillment and work elsewhere, which is fine, and that's great for them. But for the majority of people, this is their normal life. This is every day, and it is stable, and it is secure, and it offers them the freedom to be home at 4:30 or 5:30 when their kids are finished with school. It lets them provide for their families and go on vacation and spend time with their parents. Those are all good things. There is no reason for people to go online, sit behind their keyboards, and look down on that and shame it because it is not your
The only people that may have may deserve, at least in some way, or may even have a reason, an allowance, I would say, that are allowed to make some down comments, like downgrading comments about this lifestyle, are only those who got it better. Because if you got it worse, why the hell would your comment matter? Go fix your life, you dummy.
idea of what life should be. So just sit down, because again, this is objectively a good life.
Moral of this video, conclusion of this video. Guys, if you have something to chase in life, you won. Life is beautiful, and there is always something that we can achieve, that we can find, that we like, enjoy it, and succeed in it. With that being said, you just watched another Xeno77 reaction on Brad Cooper. I also have something that I'm trying to achieve. I want to get to 150 subs. I am chasing it, and you can help it by subscribing to the channel, by hitting the like to this reaction if you obviously enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it for some reason, please feel free to dislike this video. I will understand it totally. I had so many dislikes recently that I get it. But if you dislike this video, you gotta help me. You gotta comment below and explain me, Xeno, you are doing this bad. Please change it. That is why I dislike it. Because guys, I don't want dislikes. I want to have as many likes as I can, and I don't want dislikes. That is why I ask you to dislike if you actually dislike, because in that way I can fix it and not get dislikes. I think this sounds great, and I hope you feel that as well. I hope that you are staying gratefully. Life is great. Enjoy it. I will finish the stream now, but before I do it, put a smile on that face. Thank you for watching this today, guys. It was a great time to spend with you, and I will obviously see you in my other reactions.